Hey, welcome back to Treasures Galore. I wanted to put out a video, kind of like a follow-up video to Forrest Fenn and the government, and with a subcategory of Terry Scant with Marvel Gaze. So I'm going to bring up a few quotes, and I'm going to bring up a lot of quotes from the books, because as you guys know, I am a book purist, and that does not mean that I don't use the poem. I use the poem wholeheartedly. I memorize the poem, but I also use the poem and then go back through his books and try to pick up any tiny little hints that I can find that helps me with those clues. So, with this Terry Scant with Marvel Gaze, I'm going to bring up some quotes from all three of his memoirs: The Thrill of the Chase, Too Far to Walk, and Once Upon a While. And then I'm going to go bring up some quotes of Forrest Fenn's, and then I'm going to follow it up with some of my thoughts and what I think it means. Okay, so let's go to The Thrill of the Chase. And I want to kind of give you guys a heads up. These are all quotes. Well, never mind. I'm going to let you guys see the correlation with all the quotes that I'm bringing up. Okay, so I'm going to go to the first quote, which is on page 15 of The Thrill of the Chase. And I'll just read the whole page. Not a whole day passes that I don't question myself about what lies just ahead and whether or not I can make it happen like it's supposed to be. Now near the end of my 79th year, each day tests me in a different way, and I know that before too long I'll make my last flight to where even memory itself will have never been. Sooner or later each of us will be nothing but leftovers of history or an asterisk in a book that was never written. So now I sit here, past midnight, beside my juniper fire, reflecting back to the year when my awareness took its first steps. Okay, the next quote is page 33. If I could find where she's buried, I'd slip out there some dark night and push a nickel under a grave marker and just leave it there. Okay, let's go to the next quote. Page 41. Sometimes when it wasn't too cold, I'd get even with my father for switching me by jumping out of the window by my bed and walking down to the cemetery, which was just a block north of our house. It took guts to go in there when it was dark with no moon. All right, let's go to the next quote. Page 42. If my head was in the window, I could hear the sound and instantly knew what it was. The screen was easy to unlatch, so I jumped to the ground and run as fast as I could through the cemetery, across a wide field toward the firelight. By pushing the tall grass aside, I could really see up close. Okay, let's go to the next quote. So it is with me now, as I sit here, past midnight, alone with only myself to know. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit. Okay, next quote. Because the Air Force didn't issue Pepper survival equipment, a lot of the pilots made midnight requisitions at the mess hall. Okay, that was page 88. Next page is 96. At about midnight, I lifted off for a long, dark flight that would take me down the length of the eastern seaboard, across a blur of lights that never slept. Okay, so now let's go to Too Far to Walk. And I want to bring up page 36. The moon was full, and Conti and I thoroughly enjoyed each other's company, sleeping in the open, fishing and talking, and watching bull moose feed on the tender grasses underwater. Just being out there what it was about for both of us, and I really slept well. Next quote. To reduce the chance of some curious cop guessing I was underage and discovering I had falsified my license, I would wait until after dark to hit the road. That was page 53. Okay, so let's go to page 167. When I finally walked through the front door of my hotel, it was almost midnight. Okay, let's go to the next quote, which is page 238. And let's see here. Okay, I usually had a motel room in the nearest town, and about midnight, after the fires burned low and everyone was asleep, I'd wrap myself in my buffalo robe and tiptoe around the mass of snoring bodies and make it back to a soft bed and a warm shower. Alright, now let's go to the third book, Once Upon a While. And I want to bring up, let's go to page 8. On a cold, moonless night, about 3 a.m., I stole out of my bedroom window, jumped to my 35 Plymouth, and drove out to State Road 53. Alright, let's go to the next quote, page 76. At that time, I was a private first class in the Air Force making about $95 a month and was attending the radar mechanics school in Biloxi, Mississippi. I was on the red-eye shift, 6 to midnight. And let's go to the next quote, page 126. After midnight, with George's words fresh in my mind, I drove to Mummy Cave. The night was so black that even the snow-covered ground offered little moderation. With a small light as my only companion, I climbed up and in and sat on my old rock against the back wall. Okay, so that's it for the quotes. And if you guys didn't notice that is a lot of mentions about going out at night, and a lot of them are past midnight. So I'm going to tie that in with a few quotes that Forrest Fenn has made, and I'm going to bring up Forrest's quote about you need to bring a flashlight and a sandwich. Now I know that a lot of people think that, if you get caught out after dark, we probably need a flashlight. It probably would help you a lot, But why would he only tell you to bring a flashlight and a sandwich? Why not bring, water and all this other survival stuff if you're going out in the dangerous mountains? Why just a flashlight and a sandwich? Seems kind of odd to me. So then the next quote is, if you have a search partner, best to have them wait in the car. So why would your search partner wait in the car? Why wouldn't he or she go with you to retrieve the chest, since it's so heavy? It weighs 42 pounds. Why would your search partner need to stay in the car? And then the next quote I want to bring up. He says, "Oh, tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are never what they seem." Alright, then the last quote I want to bring up is, of course, it's not who you are, it's who people think you are. Now, after all this stuff that I have said, I have came to the conclusion, or it's been caught up in my brain, per se, that you might have to retrieve the treasure chest at night. And why would you have to do that? Why would you need a flashlight? Why would you have to leave your search partner in the car? Why are things never what they seem, and it's not who you are, but who people think you are? And why would the poem tell you to tarry scant with marvel gaze? If Forrest just went in the mountains somewhere really beautiful, maybe where his secret fishing spot or his, his secret spot in the mountains. Why would he tell you to tarry scant with marvel gaze? So in the poem, he says, if you have been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. So right there, your quest is ending. Then he says, but tarry scant with marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. Now I take that as, don't hang around long, and you better be ever watchful of your surroundings, and go in peace, as in peace and quiet. Don't tell anyone, don't say anything, just take it and go. He has also said that no one is going to stumble across his chest. So this spot has to be where not a lot of people go, else there would probably be a very, very good chance of someone accidentally finding it. So if not a lot of people are there, why would you have to tarry scant with marvel gaze? So I'm going to tie all this in together and take it or leave it. I'm not, like I said, I keep reiterating this as I'm not telling anyone to do anything against the law, but I'm just saying it really, really seems like you might have to do something mischievous, I should say, to find this treasure chest. With all the quotes I've said and all the quotes about going out at midnight, why is that? Why does he say these things that he has said? And the biggest reason why I'm doing these videos is to get feedback from you guys. And I've received a lot of feedback and I really, really appreciate it. But if you have any answers to any of these quotes that I brought up, or any of your thoughts, I would love for you guys to send me an email. And then maybe I could compile that information and make another video, or I can keep it quiet, whatever you guys want. But I kind of want to shoot back, feedback from both parties and try to figure this thing out. I rarely see anyone talking about the book nowadays, and I've watched every single YouTuber out there live, and I really want to just talk about the book. And I know a lot of people don't believe the book has that many hints, but I really do. And I'm going to make a few more videos about clues that I think I've found in the book. I have found so many things in Too Far to Walk and Once Upon a While that point you back to things in the thrill of the chase. And I think that's a very good way on how to dodge all the rabbit holes that are in the thrill of the chase. And I will give you one that I am pretty confident is a rabbit hole. Remember the book by Robert Redford? And he says that if Robert Redford ever wrote a book, it'd be better than that one. Well, we all know he did write a book, and it's called The Outlaw Trail. And he talks a lot about Brown's Canyon or Brown's Park in Colorado. And that is a rabbit hole if I've ever seen one. That is one of the most common places I see new searchers go to, and for very good reason. But there's a reason why he made the poem so vague, and it's because you can fit any place in the Rocky Mountains on a map and do that. Which is why I really don't pay too much. I do pay attention to maps, but I don't study them, because I feel you have to know what you're looking for to put them on a map. If you're just searching a map, you're gonna go for, oh well, here's a hot springs, and yeah, it's in a canyon, and look, there's brown trout right there, or there could be bears there. You're gonna find a million places that will fit that. So you need to go to the book and try to decipher what the clues are. And then, when you do that, you can go to the map and be like, okay, well, here's Warm Waters Halt, okay, north, and then west. Wow, there's the home of Brown, there's Water High. That's how I think you're going to solve this thing. And I might be completely wrong, I keep saying that. But that's just my opinion, and that's kind of the focus that I'm going on in this YouTube channel, is strictly from the book. Strictly from the book. But that does not mean I'm discarding the poem. It means I'm using the poem and then going through the book, looking to how to decipher the poem. And I think Forrest is pretty clear that that's what he would do if he was in our shoes. So I'm going to take his advice on that and keep going with the books. And like I said before, if you study the book like I do, I would love to hear from you. I will drop my email in the comment box below, and let me know what you guys think, or leave a comment. Alright, well, that's the end of this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to make some really good videos in the following weeks to come. It's going to be big. Alright, I will talk to you guys later.